Hello, this is Fred at FTG Software. What is the FilmStar Database? Well, it's certainly not a collection of movie actors, but it's also not FilmStar's familiar directories of thin film designs and coding materials. It's the integration of FilmStar with the FileMaker Pro database application. Why do we need database software? And what's it got to do with optical thin films? Let's suppose you had met this fellow and wanted to be able to reach him later. In your address book, you enter his name under W. A few weeks later, you decide to contact the guy, but all you can remember is his nickname, Joe. Now suppose you had used a FileMaker address book. You could search the database by last name, first name, nickname, etc. You'd be able to find Joe, even if you couldn't remember Wurzelbacher. FileMaker Pro is a powerful business tool, and after all, coding is a business. But can we use business software to manage technical data? Yes, we can. Here's a typical Windows File Open dialog in FilmStar. You can select spectra by file name and date, not customer, coding chamber, technician, or pass-fail. It's more or less the equivalent of our leather-bound address book. Let's calculate an AR coding in FilmStar Design, which we'll later compare to measured spectra. Here's our FileMaker database of measured spectra. Note all the different ways we can sort and select records. Scrolling through the records, we decide to reverse engineer one of the coding runs. Activate the FilmStar Design window and click button 1. The spectrum is instantly transferred to our design software. How does this work? How complicated is it? Let's consider FilmStar first. Here's the FilmStar basic code for importing a spectrum. Here's the command which triggers FileMaker script export spectrum. We'll now locate the export spectrum script in FileMaker. There's the script we're looking for. Not very complicated, is it? FilmStar supports background communications with other Windows software, including Microsoft Excel. Supplementing automatic reverse engineering, the interactor makes it easy to manually analyze coding errors, a crucial capability in severe cases. Returning again to the database, how did the spectrum get there? Automatically and securely with FilmStar Measure spectral photometer software, now commanding FileMaker to import the measured spectrum. Of course, there's a lot left out in this brief presentation, but I think it important to make it clear that technicians are not expected to have any knowledge of FilmStar Basic or FileMaker scripts. Finally, you have a choice in coding design programs, but none of them support the business of coding like FilmStar. Thank you for your attention.